talk about you drinking wine right now.
Jerk. Hold on, it's connecting to Facebook. Did it connect? Let me double check. It says live. I'm gonna go onto the Facebook and see. It's not there?
Nope.
It says it's going. It even says end on there.
Oh, hi. I'm John. This is my sister Jessica.
We must be live if you're making fun of me.
You're live. You have to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jessica Miller. It's nice of you to join us tonight as the Siblings Go Live, the long anticipated / overdue Daily Planner episode.
Yeah,
Opposite
because
me
we
is
planned
Jonathan
this.
Nelson, who can be a bit jerky sometimes. Not gonna lie, just a little jerky.
Oh, little jerk. Yeah, you're a turd. There's no law.
Come at
There's
me,
no
bro.
law tonight. There's no law tonight.
All right. Happy Friday night. I'm glad. Hopefully we have people that are joining us this lovely Friday night because they don't have anything better to do than listen to the siblings.
Oh, I'm sure they don't have anything better to do.
I don't have anything better to do. Do you?
No, this is exactly where I planned on being, according to my plan.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
now
What's wrong?
I was like, well, Anna's phone just started relaying our commentary, so I was like, oh great, now we're on repeater. Repeater.
So why don't we just do a recap of the past couple of weeks? What's been going on with you, John?
Oh my gosh, we hurricane evacuated to Tennessee, which was pretty, I mean, that's why we live in an RV down by the river. So that way we can just up and leave Charleston whenever a hurricane's coming, which surprisingly may be again next week.
Yeah. You also could leave too if the South ever uprises. You could just drive away because you know that's going to happen. They're waiting for the moment.
Which country do you live in? The South did already rise up.
They're waiting
it already
to do it again.
I don't know who that is.
The South.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But every tour I went on, it made it sound like they were waiting for a moment to revolt again, which was a little unsettling. Is it all
Are we just going to be mean to each other tonight? I mean, you live in California.
I do.
If you're going to be disruptive in class, you just go ahead and be disruptive. It's okay.
On that note, our lovely governor today made it illegal and impossible for public schools to suspend students for unruly behavior. What the F, California? What the
yeah. I don't know why you live there.
I don't either. Well, I do know why.
Other than because you like to pay lots of taxes.
No, his name is Jason. He loves it here. He won't let me move.
And
I have a good job. And I have a really good job. And I love my town. So there's that too.
Yeah.
So, all that good stuff.
You County strong. Right?
Strong. Yep.
You strong. I love your town too. But it's a good place to be from and a good place to visit. I really enjoy visiting.
That's good. Well,
I also enjoy
visit too.
Living all over the place.
I know. That's why you have an RV down by the river.
Yeah. Currently down by the swamp that's left over from, what was this hurricane's name? Michael?
Dorian.
This was Hurricane Dorian. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not very smart sometimes. We actually had some friends out in Virginia that got hit pretty hard out on the island. Yeah. It's bad out there. It's really bad. They had a couple feet of the storm surge was like 7 feet, and the high point on the island 6 feet. So yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. But they're also really strong people, and one of our friends stayed on the island the whole time.
Oh my gosh!
And then was there to help immediately with recovery operations and stuff. So it's, I mean, good solid people that are taking care of themselves in the South.
Because that's what the South does. They take care of their own.
Well, you heard of the Cajun Navy, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're,
cool. I'm not.
you
Hey,
don't have,
I'm not knocking the South for wanting to uprise. I just don't think you want to be in the middle of it.
oh, I love it down here. It's warm. It's a moist heat.
Oh, now you're shooting over the deck at me or whatever that saying is. Like you're pelleting at. I don't. What is that saying? You're throwing
What's that?
javelins at me.
Oh, I'm slinging mud, throwing
There.
dirt. Oh man, we haven't even begun to be mean to each other.
I know, right?
Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I'm still waiting on my retirement stuff, my Air Force retirement stuff to all start, and kind of
Yeah.
enjoying my time off and hanging out with the kids. And I got started with homeschool in the past couple weeks, so everybody's back to school, and we're talking about Megan starting college and like all the different things that the kids are going to be doing, like swim team and scuba diving and jujitsu and Irish dance and da 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 da. And all the things are starting to pile up. So it's going to be fun.
How does
On
it
top
feel
of
to have
we've
an
got to go buy a
18?
house and we've got to buy a couple cars and all
Yeah.
of our entire life is still in storage somewhere between Japan and uh, and Northern California, and it has to still make it to South Carolina. So it's
Yeah.
fun.
I've been stockpiling
We're
your
in
mail.
flux.
Here you go. This is your mail. I've been
Oh,
stockpiling it
thanks.
for you.
Thanks.
But the
Thanks for
most
flashing my mail to everybody on the internet. I appreciate that.
has my address on it. I did get an official change of address form though, letting me know that
Oh,
you
I've already
changed your
changed.
address. That came
We've already
today.
changed our address and received the new change of address form. Thank you.
Yeah, well, the validation came so that I would know, and I was like, oh, that's weird that you would send it to the old
Yeah.
address. But anyway, so.
We currently have 2 addresses,
Mhm.
so it's wonderful.
Sweet.
So what's been going on with you? What are you up to?
So we've been, we just been full swing of school. Jason was he had a training in Riverside this week, so I was single momming it for a couple days. Maisie's birthday is today, Friday the 13th, along with the harvest moon. So she feels like it's a good day for her. And
Yeah.
they're on the flight. They're going down to Disneyland for the weekend, her and her dad. So I think that'll be fun.
So it's given Maisie's eclectic background, it's probably safer for you that she's down at Disney today.
Yeah, probably accurate. Because, no offense, Mom, no offense, but if there was a gun to my head, I'd choose Dad. She actually said that to me.
Love
And the
Maisie.
thing is I'm like, I know this is payback because I specifically remember telling Mom, I'll remember this for the book I'm writing and for the adult therapy sessions I'll be attending to every other week because of you.
Oh man, Mom's never gonna forgive you for saying that on the internet.
Well, that's what I used to say to her, and now I have a daughter that says, no offense, but I choose Dad.
Yeah. And
Bless
oh
her
man,
heart.
I don't want to be involved in this conversation, Mom. It's okay. We all love you. Jessica's being I don't know. We're
I'm
in
just
trouble.
talking.
We're in
This
trouble.
is just, you know how they say like your kids are like full circle, like payback, like that's what I have. So that's what's going on. But it's fine.
Have you met Ellie?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love her. She's my
Oh, yeah, me too.
resistance. She's a rebel,
Yeah.
just like her dad.
Yep.
That's why she's one of them bald, pretty sure.
What I love is that Megan's trying so hard. She has her own individual personality, but there's so much of you in there from when you were in high school that I'm like, there's a lot of John. There's a lot of angsty teenager John in that outfit.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even know it. Anyway.
What was the group from Letterkenny? The not the D-Gens
The
from
D-Gens
Upcountry,
from
the
Upcountry.
Skids. The Skids.
Oh, every time I see the Skids, I'm like, I remember this group minus the drugs. Like there was no drugs involved.
Yeah, minus the drugs. It's just all the black jeans and the wallet chains and the ins music. whatever. We listened to The Cure,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, The
the Mighty
Cure.
Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
So what else have you been doing?
Just work, just lots of work. So, um, yeah, I'm currently just trying to get caught up. We have a lot of trials. We're really short at the DA's office, so I'm just like we're just churning our wheels. So
Hey,
I've been.
there you go, all you future lawyers. Plug for a job in Butte County. Go
Oh
be a
yeah,
district attorney.
are you alive? Do you have a law degree? Can you complete a sentence talking? Then you're good.
Oh, come on. Can you complete a talking sentence?
Are you as articulate as me?
Yeah. Are articulating.
Are you
Um,
articulating?
yeah.
Anyway, so that's about it.
That's, that's good.
Miles and I are headed off to the city this weekend. We're gonna go to a Giants game. So we're gonna
Ooh,
go see
fun.
the Giants and the Marlins, and then come home tomorrow.
Oh,
hmm
down to 3Com, right?
No, it's Oracle Park now, is what they call
Oh,
it.
Oracle.
So that'll be
I
fun. He wanted to go to the Giants game for his birthday, and the passage of time has occurred, so he can go to a Giants game now.
Oh,
That would be
good.
fun. Yeah. So you want to talk daily planners? You want to
Yeah.
talk about our
Well,
morning
I don't.
routine?
You say like daily planners, and I think of those. What are those old things from the '90s where
A
you flipped
daily
them open
planner.
and had like? But what was it called? There was
A
there was
daily
a
planner.
specific. No, of course it's a daily planner, but there was like a brand. What
Oh,
was the brand name? It was
I
like a
don't know.
road. It wasn't Roadrunner or what was it? I can't remember it.
Day
But there
planner,
was like
day
a
runner,
brand.
day runner, day runner.
Day runner. That's it. And I remember you had to have a day runner planner. That was like a
I have
thing.
one. I
Yeah.
still have mine. I
Oh,
have mine
close. I
from
hated those things.
1998 to 1999. I kept it because I wrote in the calendar my first date with Jason, and then like I have all that stuff in there, and I was like, oh, I should keep this because it like I just put like date with Jason and highlighted it, and then like
Oh,
we
that's
got
great.
married.
So you have like a 2 pound piece of paper and leather and stuff because it has one note in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's also got my long distance calling card in it from
Uh,
1998. That's
you know
important.
what'll happen? One day your kids are going to have to fight over who has to keep that in their house.
It'll be Miles because the oldest child gets all the crap. I've learned
Yeah,
that.
that's funny. I, you know, I I live in a van down by the river.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's talk about your
So,
ideal
but
morning. Daily routine. Let's call it a routine. What is your ideal morning? Do you have something that you like to do every morning to kind of
yeah,
get out?
wow. There's a couple of things that are like the start of my day. The
Mhm.
first one is coffee,
Yeah.
right?
Agree.
I mean, I'm a coffee junkie. I'm not gonna lie. I need caffeine first thing in the morning, or else I become grumpy. Um, but like my best mornings by far are get up, some form of strength training, some form of quick cardio, and then I like to do a daily meditation. Right now I'm going through the Daily Stoic Journal, and I read on a reflective point and I write about it. And then I like to go through and plan out the rest of my day, like a to-do list, a top three. I've used over the years, lots of little tricks to try and keep like my to-do list in order.
hmm
I even used to keep like a manila folder that had sticky notes arranged by this is a case I'm working. These are all the to-dos for that case. Here's a project I'm doing at home. Here's all these different sticky notes that I kept in this folder. And then as I finished them, I would just take them out and throw them away.
Did
And
that become
I also
overwhelming?
what was that?
That feels like it would get overwhelming to have
It
like
well,
constant.
but when you have like 300 different demands on your time, sometimes you just have to make the list. So I like to review that list in the morning. And one of the great things about having a list is if you've had something on your list for like a week and you're not doing it, guess what? It's probably not important. Just get rid of it. Like,
That obviously
do
should
I
have
have
been
to
on the
do
list.
that? You know, Or can I delegate it? That's something else. Like if it's something that I'm not getting to, but maybe I need to delegate this to somebody else. Maybe it's important for the family to get this done. Like today, I got to blow all the leaves off of our RV spot. It was very therapeutic. I enjoyed it. But if I didn't do it today, I probably would have delegated it to one of the kids because
Yeah.
it needed to get done. So in the morning I like to review all those things, make sure I know what my day looks like, and I love a top three. Like these are my three big items. If I
Mhm.
get these three things done, it's a very successful day. Usually if I get one of those things done, it's a very successful day because there's a bunch of other stuff coming at me. But being able to identify that top three and then saying, hey, as long as I can, if I'm doing something towards these three things, it's awesome throughout the rest of the day. um, that's my morning. And then I like to, as soon as I have my day figured out, I like to sit down and plan the rest of the day with Anna to kind of
Mhm.
go over, sync up our calendars, figure out who's doing what with the kids and what we're doing for lunch. That's usually an important topic.
That is. How long does that usually take you in the morning?
I mean, is it a work day or is it the weekend? Like, give me
Like a
some.
typical work
Am I
day.
retired or am I currently employed? Like
Uh,
on a work day from getting up and working out until I'm ready to go to work, I like to have about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
and now that you're
So if I
retired, what
have
does
to
it
be
look
at work,
like?
what was that?
Now that you're retired, what does that look like?
Oh,
Specific
right
or?
now it's chaos. Like
Mhm.
I just do like I'm not doing. I go to the gym in the evenings, which is weird for me.
Yeah.
Like I like to work out in the mornings. I don't like to work out in the evenings typically, but I mean it fits my lifestyle right now. Like
Mhm.
we get up a little bit later. We don't have to rush around. We like the stuff I have to do is for me and the family, and like I've got to wait for everybody. Like I've got to deal with the Veterans Affairs all the time right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to call them at 7:30 in the morning. They're going to be grumpy pants because they just got to work. So I'm going to wait a little bit until they've had their coffee and they've woken up, and I'm going to call them at like optimal government employee engagement time, which is around 9 o'clock. And then so I don't have to do anything until around 9, which as a professional, 9 o'clock is like middle of the day for some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I'm used to in my active duty military life, I would get up and get started like 4:30, get up, work out, get ready, get to work by 7:30. By 9 o'clock, I've already started knocking out. Well, I've had a morning meeting already, and I've already got taskers out, and I'm already working new things. By a lot of times by 11, 12 o'clock, like some people are like, damn, that's like a full day. Like you've done a full day already, and then you still have another 4 or 5 hours of work.
Yeah.
Um, Retired life, I'm trying to be a little more relaxed right now. I'm still on vacation, so
Yeah.
I mean, I still get up pretty early, but I'm not in a hurry to do anything, which is nice. It's been nice to kind of chill. But I've also slacked off on like my journaling and my notes and my calendaring and all that other
It'll
stuff.
come
But all
back.
those tools are still there when I need them. I just don't
Yeah.
need them right now, which is nice. Taking my
That's
break.
good.
What's your morning like? What do you do? A
So
Peloton ride?
typical Monday through Friday, I'm up about 4:30, and I like to have an hour, just like you. I like an hour to devote to myself, and I get up. I read this article about how Japanese women drink 4 glasses of water first thing in the morning. That's supposed to help with weight loss, and so I down two 16-ounce glasses of water first thing. Well, I weigh myself, and then I down the water to get a head start on my water drinking. And then I journal for a moment, and that I write down 5 things from the day prior that I'm grateful for. But it has to be like specific events. And usually I like to reflect on things that the kids did, or that Jason did, or things that I'm happy for that happened
Oh
at
yeah.
work, just to try and reflect on the prior day, on the good things and not the bad. Mostly because being a district attorney is really negative, and so I try to look for the positive, at least first thing
Yeah,
in the
look,
morning.
I get it. I'm a retired cop. It's negative. Like
Yeah.
you're surrounded by the negative.
Yeah.
My
So I
best,
do.
what the saying, our best days are often people's worst days.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's true. So I do that. I do that. Some days it's really hard. Some days it's really hard. Um, And then Rachel Hollis, one of the things I picked up from the conference I went to is taking my 10-year goals and writing them down as if they've already happened. So like
Oh, that's interesting.
and so I do, for example, like one of the things Jason and I are working on our finances. So I'll write, I am debt free and I pay cash for everything, right? And as you're writing that, I think about what can I do today to further that goal, right? Just mentally keeping track of what am I doing to take those 10 goals and make sure they happen, right? Because if I am debt free and financially free, I'm going to live that way. And then I focus on one.
Question though.
What?
Why would you pay cash for everything? There's no rewards points for cash.
I know, but okay. So one of the things that I've learned through my financial research is that credit cards lure you in by offering those points, but you will never see millionaires or entrepreneurs who are making a lot of money using credit cards because of the points, because of the benefits. Like that's not a valid reason to, pay interest on a purse, right? Like you should pay cash. I mean, you can use credit cards as long as you know you're going to pay it off before you start accruing interest, because the interest is the issue.
Well, so I think you should use credit cards and plan your finances in a way where you pay. I mean, there's other benefits other than the points. I mean, there's like purchase protections and insurance and other hidden perks to it.
So when I say I pay cash for everything, it's if I'm going to use a credit card, I can immediately go and pay it off. It's not I'm going to let that ride for 5 years and pay 17% interest on something that isn't worth it, right?
Look, I've never paid credit card interest on like a stereo from Walmart. Come on. I've never done that.
Never. No. I've definitely never bought $200 pair of boots on credit. Never. Anyway, so then what I do is I pick one that I'm working on. And that's my focus. And so that I want to make sure that I spend at least a half hour every morning on that focused activity. So right now that's getting our estate planning done, reading. I have a couple of financial books that I'm reading. So I spend a solid half hour focused on that one activity. And then I only try to get maybe 10 minutes to a half hour, depending on my time frame of exercise in, but I do try to get my body moving a little bit. When I have the day off, I exercise in the morning. I tend to exercise at night though. Nighttime routine is exercise. It's usually ballet, my Peloton, which I love. I freaking love. It's not conducive to an RV, but I love that thing. And
one of the benefits to being retired military is we live on our RV is parked on an Air Force base, and I have 24-hour gym access to a world-class fitness center. So we've got like a CrossFit gym and weights and cardio equipment and yoga rooms and all kinds of stuff. We can go play racquetball if we wanted to competitively.
That's cool.
But, so I don't know. It's like the old racket club, right? Up in it's like that, except people
that's gone. That's gone. Closed down. Bums live there now.
Yeah. It's a hobo habitat now.
So I will tell you that I started like consistently trying to do a morning routine maybe 4 months ago, because before that. But like a routine for myself, because before that, my morning routine was literally organizing our family schedule.
Yeah.
That's it. Like who's going where and what. And I save that now for when I get to work. I have a calendar that's got everything on there, and I just review it. And then I text with Jason, like, you have this, I have this, who's making dinner. And then we work that out in the morning hours, but after I get to work.
Having spent some time with you, I'll tell you right now, Jason's making dinner.
Jason always makes dinner during the week.
Yeah, he does. He tells me about it.
No, he does. He's good at it. Like he loves to cook, and it works out well.
He does.
The weekends I cook because I love to cook. But if they were going to wait for me to make dinner, we would not eat until 8. In fact, this week we were eating at 8:30 every night, just because that's just how our schedules are. And we get angry, and the kids get angry, and I get yelly. And so having Jason cook, because he gets home at 4, is just better.
That's a cute description. You get yelly. Yelly. I find that funny.
This is
Yelly.
what I say to the kids. I
That's
say,
not what it
listen,
is. It's not yelly. It's not cute. I've seen it.
I know. I say, listen, I'm about to lose my mind. You need to stop right now or I'm going to lose my mind. And then the kids know, like, okay, we better not push any buttons or it's going to get ugly. So I tell them, I have dad's temper. I do. I absolutely have
Oh,
dad's temper.
at least you give them warning shots. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
good
I
at
give
that.
them warning because usually I can
I
feel
have
the
to
anger or
practice
something.
stoicism. If I didn't practice stoicism, I'd be like a tea kettle.
Yeah.
It'd just boil up and pop all the time.
Yeah, I do know that feeling. That's in the genes.
That's interesting. I thought you had like a daily routine for years. Like I didn't know it was only 4 months. That,
My daily routine for years has been organizing the family. Like
yeah.
it has
But
literally been,
do you think it's easier to keep the family organized if you're organized though?
yes, yeah. There's been a lot less stress and I'm more willing to delegate because I've made myself my own priorities. They come first thing in the morning. And so it's easier for me to say, okay, Jason, you're going to do this. Miles, you're going to do this. Whereas before, like I would just do it because it was easier to do it myself. But now, like,
But is it though? But
no, it's
is it
not.
easier
It's
to do it
not.
yourself? It's not. It's not. The easiest way to do your job is to get other people to do it for you. And you
Yes.
have kids, right? And guess what? They need to learn how to do those things,
Yeah.
right? Like take
Especially
care
the
of their
ones.
own schedule and find their shoes and do all that stuff. So it's like
Mhm.
if you're taking care of everybody's minutia and they're not learning to do it on their own, you're not really helping them and you're not helping yourself either. You got to let them fail a little bit, let them struggle a little bit, but in the long run it'll be easier. It's like that delayed gratification thing.
Yeah. No.
It's just
Well,
easier if I do it, but not really, not in the long run.
so one of the things that one of the things I've heard recently, because I've been doing a lot of personal development, is this idea that like you're a vessel full of water, right? And you're giving to others. Every time you decide you're going to do something for them rather than take care of yourself, you're giving water out of that vessel, right? And if you're not putting anything in there, there isn't going to be anything for you or them. But if you're devoting at least an hour of your time in the morning to yourself to take care of the things that are a priority to you, you're filling your vessel. Eventually that vessel is going to overflow and you don't even have to give because it's there and you're just able to function in a way where you're giving to the people that you love and you're fulfilled. And so I actually have found that by taking that hour myself and just focusing in on what's important to me personally and my goals, I'm able to relax and be able to give more to the kids and to Jason, because I'm more focused and
Yeah.
intentional. It's more intentional, I guess, is what the buzzword is right now. I'm trying to live more intentionally in my life rather than the
I have a
chaos that happens.
I have a friend that says that he's intentionally authentic, which I think that's a good combination of words. Like
Yeah,
intentionally authentic.
I want to
Um,
be me.
I, you're probably also doing a good job by drinking those 2 glasses of water
Hmm.
because I
Oh
mean
yeah,
you're literally
literally
filling your cup
filling the
up.
vessel.
Yeah, it's like a visual representation of
Hmm.
what you're. Like, oh man, I'm gonna start drinking water every morning now.
You
Like
should. Japanese women do
I'll
it, and
chug a
they're
glass of
amazing.
water while I wait for my coffee.
Can we talk about the fact that there's a Daiso an hour away from me where I can get Japanese
No,
coffee?
no, we can't talk about that. Can we?
Cup noodle,
You
curry.
you think you think that's fun? Do you know what Aldi is?
No, what is it?
Aldi is a German convenience store, and it's just outside of our base, just
Just tell me,
outside
does
of
it have chocolate
Charleston Air Force
hippos
Base.
at a discount rate?
Uh, yes.
Okay, I'm flying there tonight.
Okay.
We are not going to the Giants game. I will be there tonight.
Happy hippos change your life. Um, so yeah, that's mornings. I think mornings are good. It's important to get your day started, but there's a lot more to routine than just
Yeah.
morning, right? Like there's some things that we do like as a family every day, and
Hmm.
then there's some things we do weekly, monthly, and every now and then. So do you have any other things that you would consider routine for you and your family, or like I
We
know we have some.
so we do we make sure it's a priority that we eat dinner together. And so we sit down and we make sure that we have no devices. Sometimes we listen to music while we're eating because we like to have a theme with dinner. So it's usually like Italian or um, cool jazz has made the playlist lately because it makes us feel fancy while we're eating. And then we just kind of recap
I
what's
like
going on.
breakfast jazz.
I know bossa nova. Maisie does as
Yeah.
well. She's been eating at the table with bossa nova. So we eat dinner together, and then Jason and I, every evening that we can, which is most evenings, we try to take the dog for a walk, and definitely on the weekends we have our Saturday morning old person walk that we do, and that is important because because
So it's an old person walk.
it's the walk that people do at 6 in the morning when they're old with their canes and they're like taking the slow walk around the neighborhood. You have to have old people around you that do that. Oh, you've been in a military base. We run into old people all the time, the regulars, and we say hi.
You are the old people.
We are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Welcome
have
to
our
that.
old person walk. That's important. When Jason and I don't do that, we start fighting a little bit more than normal, and it's usually because we just haven't got to spend any time together. So, um, other than that, family routines, that's about it. With family
Yeah.
dinner, Jason and I have a walk. Jason and I try to do a date night every other week where we go out to dinner or something. And
Well,
then
don't you do that? You guys do tacos, right?
we do Taco Thursday, where we
Yeah,
eat
you
at,
rebel.
yeah.
Taco Thursday.
Yeah, Taco
Oh,
Tuesday on Thursday is how I usually say it.
Taco Tuesday on Thursday. Whoa,
And
weird.
then, so like Jason's taking Maisie to Disneyland by himself. We try to do things like that where we pair off with the kids individually. Um, Maybe once a quarter, once every 6 months, we'll do that. Just switch it up a little so that the kids are getting one-on-one time with each of us. So we try to do that so they don't feel neglected. And I don't know if they
Yeah,
feel
I feel
neglected.
like we move as a herd.
You guys are a
Like,
herd,
yeah,
but
we
you're a
kind of.
good herd.
It's. I think a lot of that stems from I've spent so much time away.
Hmm.
I was on the road a
Yeah.
lot, gone a lot. So when I'm around, it's like, oh, we're all doing we're we're going grocery shopping. Everybody's going grocery
Everybody.
shopping. Yeah. So I would like to do more like split off stuff. So I would like to try to do that, but
It's
it's
fun.
just that's not our routine. Our routine
You,
is like, hey, I've got to go to the store, and it's weird if just one of us goes.
hmm
Anna and I have been trying to do that more, where just her and I go to do things. But when you have three kids, it's hard to split off because you can't just split off one and then the other and then switch because now you've got that third variable. Now you've got to try to divide your time up by three equally, which is, I mean,
hmm
it's just one extra person, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
now instead of doing two things, now you got to do six.
So I would say probably you would say, okay, this is going to be the month where dad takes one kid a week out for an event, right? Instead of like
Yeah.
making it like we're going to try to split. And that's what we do. Like at 10, Disneyland. I took Miles to Disneyland. Maisie took her dad. I'm taking Miles to
See, I
dancing.
can't.
In December, I took Maisie alone to the Nutcracker. So like we do that
This
kind of.
blows but this blows my mind because you guys have lived in a life where you can say, well, at 10 this is what we do. Like
Yeah.
at 10 um like I can't even tell you where our kids were living when they
Hmm.
turned 10. Like one of them turned 10 in South Carolina, one of them turned 10 in Germany, and the other one turned 10 in Japan. Like, so how do you set what normal is? I guess we could have, but it's like, how? Like, the location where we lived was so chaotic. It
Yeah.
was always changing.
Well,
I
and
don't know.
what's funny is like we've already talked to Miles because we want to do a big trip when Miles graduates high school, and so Maisie's already like, for my big trip, this is what I want to do, and we're like, yeah, that's the plan.
Oh,
Is like when you graduate from high school, we want to take you somewhere. You need to let us know where. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, think big, think Europe. He goes, Antarctica. I'm like, I'm not taking you to Antarctica. Think
I'll take him.
small.
I'll
Think
take him.
small. No, it's like
When
twenty
I go to
thousand dollars.
Antarctica, I'm gonna be like, Miles, you're coming with me.
Yeah, you should do that. It's cold there. I would die.
Yeah. Well, it's cold in Alaska.
Yeah.
Um, but my answer to Maisie would be, oh, you're going to graduate from high school? Like, that's a thing? You think there's going to be high schools when you're old enough to graduate from high school? That's presumptive.
She's already acting like a 30-year-old. She's already graduated
Yeah,
in her mind.
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like it. So
Yeah.
we have some routine stuff that we do as a family. Like you said, we do dinner every night, but we have a very specific conversation that we have at dinner every night. So
Hmm.
we call it Smaster, and I've written about it and talked about it, but it's just a series of questions that we lead the family through, and everybody has to answer them, and we hold each other accountable for answering them correctly and trying not to cheat on stuff. But it's basically, it starts with uh, what did you do to get smarter, faster, or stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally. So you have to answer each one of those things. So today I physically uh, got stronger by doing push-ups or pull-ups, or I got mentally faster by working on math or by doing these drills for my math class, or I got emotionally stronger when something was hard and I reached out to a friend, or I asked for advice on something. And then the next question is, what was the most challenging part of the day? And what did you do about it? So now you have to talk about a challenge and
Hmm.
then how you overcame it. And what happens with that question a lot of times is you start to hear advice on how, or encouragement on how you can get through challenging things. The next question is, what was the best part of your day? So we follow up the challenge. We don't say the hardest part of your day, the most challenging part of your day. A lot of times it's school or something like that. And then the best part of your day, it could be anything from, oh, I read this book, or I did this thing, or it was really cool that I beat this boss in a video game, or we played D&D or whatever. Well, my kids are dorky and nerdy, and I love them because I'm dorky and nerdy. Um, and so you cap the challenging part with something good, and
Hmm.
then right after that we roll into the next question we ask is, what did somebody do to help you today? So now we're talking about gratitude, like giving
Hmm.
gratitude for something, and it could be something as simple as, well, uh, uh, Megan helped me make my bed, or mom made a special dinner that I really liked, or something simple. The only rule for that is you can't say mom led homeschool because she does that every day. Like yeah,
Why was that good?
yeah.
Like, you
Why
just say
why
why.
why was that something nice?
Why was
What
that?
think deeper. So we're always trying to encourage them to think deeper about, like, give a little more specific gratitude. Um, And then the last question we ask is, what are you going to do tomorrow? What's tomorrow look like? So we kind of get on top of that. Well, we're not telling them what they're doing. Like, what do you have going on tomorrow? So it kind of sets the tone for them that, oh, I have school in the morning, and then I've got this thing in the afternoon, and then it's Irish dance or swim lessons or jujitsu or whatever they're going to be doing. So that way they're kind of setting their own tone for the next day, um, which I've found incredibly useful. And we do that almost fanatically.
Hmm.
We do it to the point where if I'm feeling grumpy and I don't start it, somebody else will do it. It's usually Ellie. Ellie will be like, "Oh, hey, what'd you do for Smaster today?" Which Smaster's an acronym, right? So it's a
Yeah.
nonsense word. I get it, um, but it's nice to have that routine of that. We know when we have dinner, we're going to have that conversation. And of course, it's no phones, and we don't have TVs on and stuff like that. And I mean, we're literally sitting on top of each other in an RV right now. But it's good to have that conversation. Another routine thing that we try to do is we try to do a family meeting,
Hmm.
and we do family meeting is typically once a week. We'll sit down as a family. We have an agenda. We go through the agenda. It's almost formal. Like, hey, this is in a business environment. This is how you have a meeting. This is how you act at a meeting. These are the things you talk about. We go through all the things that you need for. If the family's a business unit, these are the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about logistics and finance and schedules and we have like this little agenda. We go over what our mission and vision is as a family. We have our motto and all that stuff. It's almost like the beginning of like a Boy Scout meeting, where
Yeah.
you
I
go
keep
over what
thinking
the
in my
mission
head, I'm
is.
like a non-religious family home evening is what you're having, a non-religious
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
right?
You know, there's a lot of benefits to some of the things that that religious institutions do. I don't practice religion, but there's a lot to be said for being organized and having routines as a family. And being raised in that, I think, is like you take the religious undertones away from it, and it's just good sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know what, if you live with a bunch of people and everybody needs to coordinate a little bit, you should probably sit down and talk about who's doing what, when, and where, and
Especially when you
how.
have a million children and you're going a million different directions, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. And we're incredibly open at these meetings. Like we talk in detail about finances, like how much money's coming in, where's it going, what's it being spent for, what were good decisions, what were bad decisions. Because I know I don't believe in putting the blinders on the kids.
yeah.
I don't want them to think that money's this mysterious thing that they don't understand and that nobody ever told us anything about it. Like, no, money's like gas in the gas tank. It's either there or it's not, and this is the money that we have, and this is what we do with it,
Well,
and
and you
this is
don't
where
want
it
them to think
comes
it's
from.
easy to come by. Like you don't want them to think that just because your parents work hard and they can afford to do things, that you're necessarily going to get that handed to you. You have to work
Yeah.
hard. Like that's
Oh,
something we've been working on.
that that reminds me, we don't do chores in our family,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
I know.
after dinner, the last thing we do is power hour, where everybody gets assigned their daily duties. As
Hmm.
you have duties, personal duties and family duties. Personal duties are very simple. It's like brush your teeth, put your clothes away, anything you do to take care of yourself.
They
But
don't
family
smell.
duties are, yeah, so you don't smell bad. Like you need to not be a stinky teenager.
Yeah, we have to live with you.
Put on deodorant. But then family duties are the things that you do out of obligation and duty to the family and the community that you're living in. So
Hmm.
sometimes those family duties are divvied up, like somebody's got to vacuum, somebody's got to do dishes, somebody's got to take the trash out, somebody has to empty the cat litter, da 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 da. And they're very chore like, but they're assigned.
Yeah.
And then the kids have a way to divvy up the work, which is really interesting. They roll a dice, and then like
They
they
figure
have
it
like
out.
some addition and subtraction based on who won last and who was
They
winning. They
keep
have
track of it
swords.
though.
Yeah, they keep track of it, and sometimes we have to step in and just say no, it's this person's turn to do whatever. Um, but that's not we don't tie that to allowances or payments, or there's not. You do
Yeah.
it because it's your job. It's your duty to do it. Like you
Yeah.
you live with us as a family, and we do things to help you, and you do things to help us, and that's how family works.
See, we're a
In
little
that
different.
sense, it's an obligation. You have to do it.
Yeah, see, we're a little different with the chores. We have the kids do chores so that they can earn money, but the money is specifically so that they can do some investment.
Yeah.
And Miles wants to play with the stock market a little bit. Maisie immediately said, "I want to save for college," so we're letting her do
Yeah.
that. So we
Yeah.
we talked to them about we've talked to them about like this is we want you to understand like the sooner you start saving, the better. And we're gonna use your chores to help you raise money at this point so that you can start that. And so we want them to start thinking about money and what to do with it.
That's a
So
good
that's
idea.
what we do. We do that with the kids
I
with
think I
chores.
I think I disagree with the chores and the money, but like the
Yeah.
plan for saving. What we do is we just tell them that this is your portion of the budget, and then we have an equation for calculating their portion of the budget, right? And they understand it. It's very simple. It's just this is what you get for your portion of the family budget for you to manage, and then they pay for out of that portion of the budget. They pay for like clothes and haircuts and gifts for friends' birthdays and each other's
Yeah.
birthday presents. So they're learning to manage that account. But
Yeah.
I think we could probably do better with like, hey, you should probably take from that budget and invest some of
Yeah,
it to
that would be
save.
awesome. That would be awesome
Yeah.
if they could start doing that, I think. Especially with that Robinhood app that you introduced me to. I really think that's a good starter app for the stock market. I love and you can do kid
Yeah.
accounts on there. And so I really like the idea of getting the kids thinking about the investing in as an owner in products that they believe in, and to see how that works and how that doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? Because
Oh,
sometimes
I'll tell you right now, it didn't work for me. One of the first stocks I bought was something that I love as a company, and they suck.
yeah, I mean that's the thing, and you have
They
to
have
think
not been
long
doing
term.
well.
So,
Something about they had a huge conference, and then they made an announcement that everybody hated, and then their stocks went near.
and it's like so sad to watch that.
Oh,
Anyway,
I should have bought it after the conference.
I know. I think we should probably have a whole discussion separately about like kids and money, or like
Oh
kids
yeah,
and choice, because we could talk for hours about that.
yeah.
Um,
But but again, to kind of loop it back to routine, the like the power hour and the family meeting and the dinner conversation, all that that it's done so frequently that it's routine. And to
yeah,
me, routine means it's ingrained in your life to the
engaged.
point where if you don't do it, it feels weird, like you're
Yeah,
missing something. So it's like autopilot. Like this is what you do because it's what you do, and when you don't do it, you miss it, and it
yeah,
feels odd.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if we have anything else. I think we covered most of our set routines, other than like the stuff we do, like work and ballet and piano. Like that's just
Yeah.
stuff that's pretty routine in our life, but it's a circumstance, right? Going to
Yeah.
school.
Like
Um,
ballet is exercise. Like I work out, but right now that means I do 5x5 lifting and cardio. And
mhm.
sometimes it means I do rowing and the Holy Trinity push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. Like
Yeah,
it just depends what I'm into right now.
yeah.
Um, what do you have anything weird in your routine?
Anything
Is there
weird?
anything weird that you do? Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's
Is
lots
there
of weird
anything
things that I
I
do. Tell
like?
me
Is
what's
there
something weird. Give me an example, and I'll think of.
I don't
I'm sure I
know,
have
like
something weird.
something quirky, like you have to put your shoes on a certain way, or I don't
Mm.
know. I put beard oil on every night before I go to bed, and I use what is it? It's beard balm in the morning to shape my beard,
Well,
so I don't look like a.
I have a fabulous skincare routine, but I don't think that's weird. I mean,
But it's a I don't know. Skincare is weird to me. I just
oh,
take my beard balm.
well,
It's also a lotion, and I rub it on my head. Is that normal?
no, no, not normal,
I don't know.
not
Whatever.
normal.
I'm bald. I
Um,
do what I want.
I don't know if I have anything I would characterize as weird, but like, um, I shower twice a day. Like that's kind of weird to me. Like even some nights I'm in the shower and I'm like, why am I showering again? I don't need to shower twice. And then I also have found that I hand sanitize whenever we talk about a particularly gritty case. All of a sudden I'm like, I need hand sanitizer. I have not touched anything, but I'm like, oh, I need hand sanitizer. And so I feel like maybe just the nature of my job has made me worry about like it causes me to think that I have like grime on me when I don't. And so that is a weird thing about like when
That's
something is
weird.
particularly nasty, all of a sudden I'm like grabbing the hand sanitizer and I'm like, okay, wash that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's
That's
weird.
weird.
You asked for weird, and that's one of the things I do.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that weird. I thought you were gonna be like, well, I have to have my shoes all aligned in like perfect order before I go to
No, I
bed.
take a selfie every time I have a court outfit. Lately, I've been taking a selfie, and they're really bad. Um,
Ugh.
right? And so Miles is openly mocking
Could
me
you
about this.
could you go ahead and switch back to the Disney bounding because the that's
I
more
wish.
fun.
It is fun, but that's October. October, I'll be a Disney style challenge. Um,
Oh.
but March and October is Disney bounding. My court, it's like conservative with the flair and like, it's fun to share. And like Jason
Fashion
always tells
forward.
me like he never sees my court outfits. And so like I'm like, okay, I'll put them on my Insta story. We'll see how that goes.
The only time my husband sees me is on Instagram.
It's true.
Sounds like you need to change up your routine a little bit.
Did you check out my story?
Oh man. Jason's like, no, I was at work and then I was cooking your dinner.
I was too busy raising your children.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything particularly weird. I am, I got my quirks. I think everybody has quirks when they talk about it.
No, I don't have any quirks.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I do.
Mm,
I'm an
yeah,
obsessive note taker. Like
you are.
I have to write all the time. It's the
Well,
only
I
way
mean,
my brain
okay.
works.
I do have a lot of clipboards and projects going on. Like I have like my current
Where's
pile
the
of projects.
projects?
Like, and this literally follows me everywhere I go, right? And then I have my backup. This, where did it go? Oh, hold on.
Of course, where did it go?
This is my bag I take to work every day, my llama bag. It's got my other projects here. So like, I have like, I guess I like to keep my work with me at all times. So that's weird. Weird.
Do you think somebody's gonna steal it?
No, but what if I have an extra 15 minutes and I can work on it? Like I can just pull it
Oh,
out,
yeah.
which isn't healthy. I know that's not healthy. I need to take breaks. But
I'm kind of the same way with my retirement folder. Like all the things that I needed to do for retirement, I was carrying it in my backpack for like 6 months. And now I have a hard time going anywhere with my backpack without having that folder in it. I'm like, but it's got my DD 214 in it. Which is, I don't, like this is like military people get it. Like the DD 214 is your release from active duty paperwork. Like it's your freedom place. It's your freedom papers, right?
no, it means
It's
I
like
can
saying, hey,
do.
this is your freedom. Like you've been released. You've been released from active duty. Go forth and be a civilian. So
You
it's a
should
very
have a
important piece of
tattoo.
paper.
Tattoo your retirement number, like right there or something. Or
Yeah.
you should do
That
that.
would be, as Anna would say, that'd be very kitsch.
Whatever. Do it. Do it.
DD 214. Google it. DD 214. You could actually get it made into a blanket.
A cape?
Yeah, like a cape.
All right.
Yeah. So routines. That's it. I would like to know what other people do for their routines.
I would
I'm
too.
always looking to add new routine stuff, kind of
Yeah.
tweak mine. I'm a min-maxer. I don't know, like, have you ever heard of the concept of min-maxing? Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Congratulations. That's a Dungeons and Dragons term,
No
by the
way.
way.
No.
Yeah. Min-maxing for the most effective combat statistics. It's from Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I
Um,
think what I learned today is I really like the idea of having a set of questions that the kids get into a routine of answering in the evening because sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get them to talk at night. Like, how was your
yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Fine. And it's
Yeah,
like,
nobody wants to answer that question, right? How
mhm,
was your day?
tell
Well,
me
what do you
about
mean, how was my
Thanos.
day? In what
Ex-
context?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Smaster gives you context, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Smarter, faster, stronger, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot to talk. There's a lot to unpack right there,
You
right?
should write a book about that. Just
I am
saying.
writing a book about
You and
that,
Anna should write a book about that.
and it's in draft form. It's called the Nelson Family Operations Manual.
Yeah, get that done. Get it done.
Yeah, I do. I need to spend some more time working on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Spend a half
but I
hour every
would.
morning.
I
Just a half
would.
hour.
I mean, our 10 of listeners,
Mom,
the tens, our mom, yeah, and
Anna,
Barbara, and
Barbara.
maybe Derek.
Thank you, Barbara. You say some really nice things.
Yeah. Who else? Who else has been listening? Um, oh, now I can't think of them.
Anastasia listened.
Anastasia's given us some great feedback. Nicole's
She
been
gave us
on.
some solid feedback. So we're probably
Yeah, it
ready
was
now.
good.
How long have we been doing this? We've been doing this almost an hour, John.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We're having fun, isn't that why we're doing this? Because we have fun.
Right on the internet.
Yeah. Ain't no law. Ain't no law.
Just no laws.
But yeah, that's I just like if people want to share in the comments or whatever, or write us. They
Yeah.
could do that. Tell us what their routine is, and I'll try it out. Give me some crazy routine thing to try. Let me see what happens.
I always like routines in the morning that are reflective to help you center yourself, and then I like things in the evening that help you recap and kind of regroup as a family unit. That's the kind of goal, right? Like that's what I want.
I'm trying to
That's
I'm
like
trying to think of what it
perfect day for me.
was. Tim Ferriss, the author and podcaster Tim Ferriss, he he does this thing called the 5 minute journal, 5 bullet journal, something like that. And I did that for a while. I kept a little moleskin notebook, and there's like these it's a 5-minute journal. There's these 3 questions you ask, and you write down the first 3 things that come to mind,
Mm-hmm.
and you just do that real quick at the end of the day every day.
Mm-hmm.
And going back through that journal when I did it, it was like, man, it was really helpful. And then going back and reflecting on it later was also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like reflective journaling. I think it's a very effective way to keep track of when you're successful or when you're not successful. You can
Yeah.
go back and say, well, what was I doing? What was I doing when I felt more successful? And then you can go back and take a look at it.
I think especially when you have those periods of time where you feel like you're just not like you're not living at your best potential, where you're just kind of like floundering, because everybody goes through those peaks and valleys, and so it's good to have that written down so you can kind of flip back to like a period where you felt like you were just like on it, and you could think about what your focus was, because I think a lot of times when you are feeling that way, it's just your focus is on the wrong thing, because it's all in your head. It's always in your head, right? And it's nice to have something concrete, at least for me, something concrete to go back and look at and say, okay, at that point in my life, this is what was going on, and this is why I felt better. So let's change back to that. So
Let's add that back into our lives and get rid of this other stuff.
yeah, which is good to.
That's good.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, what is it, like 11 o'clock at your time?
It's 11:11.
11:11 on 9/13
9/13.
19. There we go. I said it. I was successful in it.
Friday the 13th, full moon.
Full
I live in a
moon.
trailer park or an RV park.
Crap's gonna happen. Crap's gonna happen tonight, dude. It's Friday the 13th. Full moon.
I'm fixing to go to bed.
You should.
It's gonna be crank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, love you guys.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad we got this off
love
the
you.
ground. Next week we'll do another one. Friday.
Yeah.
Friday's gonna work.
What's our topic?
We haven't figured it out
have a
yet. You
topic?
want to pick something?
Well, you've been studying finances. I'm still studying stoicism.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot about exercise and stuff like that already, and kids. I don't know. You want to talk about like vacations?
Let's talk vacations. You know I love
Yeah.
vacations.
What do you do for vacations?
I'll be in Seattle that next week, so we could. I mean, if you want to, we could talk side gigs, like things we do on the side in addition to like our main. I mean, not like specific to like what our 9 to 5 is, but like why you should have other activities in your life, like hobbies. We could do like that kind of approach. We'll mull it over. We'll announce it later. How
One of those two. We'll figure out between those two.
Okay. That'll work.
Either that or somebody will tell us what they want us to talk about. We'll talk about that.
Whatever. Someone tells us what to do, we'll do it. Whatever.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening. Like, subscribe, hit us
Smash
on the
that like button. I don't even know what
Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Where's the thing? Where's the like and subscribe?
I don't know. Like, do we point here? The like button?
Yeah, I don't know how any of that works. Be sure to check out our affiliate, Megan Marie's Curiosities.
Yes, absolutely. She's freaking amazing. That girl's amazing. I'm not paid to say that, by the way. She's amazing.
No. I will pay you to say that.
Oh, you will? Okay, good. Venmo.
Girl needs some more work.
I know.
Anyway.
Well, she's inspired Maisie. Maisie's got a blog going based on artwork, and I think a lot of it has to do with her hanging out with Megan this summer. So,
Good.
She's doing her thing.
That's good. There's a lot to be said for working together. Cooperation.
Okay, well, have a good night. Give everybody
All right.
hugs.
All right. Say hey to everybody for us. All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.